Hello, my friends. I hope you're having a lovely day, and we have something very special to share with you today. I'm going to give you a look at some gameplay footage from Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. This is the final version of the game that I've been playing. I have to follow some restrictions as far as footage length goes and stuff like that, so I figured I would show you gameplay of the teams that I've been using and talk about which ones I like the most so far. So let's get into it. First up is the team that you're given right off the bat, which is basically the Guardians of the Galaxy. You have Starlord, Gamora, Drax, and Rocket and Groot. Rocket and Groot are one character, they play as one. I spent most of my time playing as Starlord, who uses his guns to shoot characters, doesn't really get in there with fists or anything like that. And I liked him. I didn't think I was gonna like shooting with guns at first, but, you know, because it's a superhero game, you kind of want to get in there, punch and beat people up. But, I like the character. He's got some unique moves. He also has a great, I don't know what they're called, synergy move, where you, get in there and you throw like a tornado, there you go, right there, of, whatever, energy, wind at your opponents. And it's great for, getting a whole bunch of bad guys at once. So the good thing about Starlord is you can hang back and you don't have to get too into the action and let the other characters get in there and do that stuff for you, and that's kind of my playstyle, so I really liked the time I spent with Starlord. Then, without getting into storyline spoilers, you get to points where you can unlock more characters because you come across their paths, and when I had the chance to change up my team, I decided to put together the team of Spider-Man, Black Widow, Captain America, and Captain Marvel, and I used Spider-Man for most of the time. Now I know here it looks like I'm doing really no damage, you'll see a lot of 1s and 3s, but that's because this is a specific challenge, so don't tie this into the storyline of the game. He's very appropriately leveled for that kind of stuff. With that said, I didn't enjoy him as much as I thought I was going to. I was really looking forward to using the character because I've been reading a whole bunch of Spider-Man comic books lately, and I'm really enjoying the comics, and I was like, man, this is making me even more excited to try Spider-Man in the game. And at least early on, it may change later, I wasn't really feeling Spider-Man. A lot of his attacks were hard to get a hold of. Like shooting the ground there, you can see like I miss a lot because it's hard to aim out where exactly Spider-Man's going to shoot the ground. There's a certain distance between which you do get the hang of, but if you're in the heat of battle, there's a lot of things to consider and you end up missing a lot. He's also got a real big lunge to him when he attacks, like when you're punching, when you go in for combos, he lunges forward a lot and you end up like, or anyway, I ended up lunging past the character a lot, and it was a little bit frustrating. And overall, I was expecting more oomph with his attacks, but I guess that goes with the character. Spider-Man is known for, like, you know, quick successive attacks and get in and get out and that kind of thing, and not meant to be like a powerhouse like some of the other characters are. So it does make sense, but as far as fun to play, I just didn't have too much fun with the character. Moving forward a bit more, I had changed up my team again because once again I had unlocked some other characters, and even though Spider-Man wasn't for me as far as wanting to play as the character, I wanted to keep him in a support role. So I switched up my team, moved Spider-Man to a support role, and you can play as any character, any of the 4 characters that are on screen with the directional pad. You just press the button, so you're not locked into one. But I was leaving Spider-Man in support, and I added in Miles Morales Spider-Man, Venom because he's a powerhouse character, and then SpiderGwen, who I wanted to play as because I'm a huge fan of SpiderGwen. I'm reading one of the SpiderGwen comics right now. It's probably one of my favorite comics that I'm reading. So again, I had very high hopes for SpiderGwen, and by far, she is my favorite character. She's the one I'm sticking with the most and leveling up a lot because she's just a blast to play as. She's got a lot of the quick movements that Spider-Man had that I liked, but she doesn't have quite the range, so I wasn't like running past characters when I was trying to hit them. And she's just got a great variety of moves. I love that stomp that she does where you jump in the air and she spider webs the ground and then launches herself down onto the enemies. It's just a lot of fun. It's very useful for area of impact. But just her generic attacks are really great too, and then she has a wonderful like lunge kick that you can do, which is again super useful. It lets you cover a whole bunch of ground when you want to. So the combination of all these things have made Spider-Gwen the perfect character for me. Now I might move on to other characters as the game continues and I unlock more. I certainly have a lot of characters already, and there's ones that I've only had in support roles that I need to give a try overall, but Spider-Gwen is the one for me so far. She's a blast, and I think that's what the game is really about, finding the characters that work for you, because there's certainly plenty to choose from here. So there you go. That's some of my time with Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. You saw the teams I put together, and I'm sure some of you are formulating your own teams as well right now. If you want to read some impressions of my time with the game so far, you can head over to GoNintendo.com. We got a feature there. I'll link to it in the description as well. And then tomorrow we'll have a full review of the game. So until then, thanks for watching, liking, subscribing, and commenting. It's very much appreciated. Also, a huge thank you to our Patreon gang, because they are making what I do possible. They're supporting Go Nintendo in every way, shape, or form. And our Patreon is $1. That's it. That's all we ever want from you guys. And if you don't want to do it, that's fine too. There's a link to our Patreon in the description below. As for today, that's what we got. We'll be back tomorrow with another video. So until then, have a lovely day, have a lovely evening, and we'll see you in a few short hours.